Hey guys, John back again, and I wanted to answer a couple of very powerful questions that came in. I'm going to answer one in this video, and I'll answer one in the next video. But I wanted to touch on them because they're very deep and they're very powerful, and the information that I'm about to impart, is from my point of view, my belief, and I just really. To me, there's a lot in this. So let me read this one to you. This was right after the Live Loving live stream. So thank you, John and Holly, for the healing words and energy. Please could you speak to us in future about wounded healers? In years past, I was an active energy therapist working towards a career in palliative care. Your words about grief blocking energy resonated with me. In the span of a few years, I lost many of the people closest to me. I also lost most of my bodily functions and am in constant pain. I hear the words, "Physician, heal thyself," in my mind. I try so hard and nothing moves. I have faith, but nothing moves. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Gratitude and blessings. There's a lot in this to unpack. And so I see this a lot with energy workers, people who work energies, and specifically people who label themselves healer. As you know, one of the things that I find most powerful in our world is our words, the words we use, because the words we use have beliefs behind them. And when someone labels themselves a healer, when he talks about the wounded healers, when someone labels themselves as a healer, there's a couple things in play here. Number one, if they have success in that field, it's because they're very good at people putting faith in them. They're very good at getting people to believe. No matter what your modality it is, there is no healing if the person needing the healing doesn't themselves believe, because that's the important element. It is your faith that heals you. So in essence, the people who call themselves healers, what they're actually doing is they're giving the patient something to put faith in, and that's a really important way to say that. I often say there's no such thing as healers. There's only convincers, right? And they come in. You can come there with all the positive intention and all the modalities you want. Nothing happens until that person believes in the healing. The other element that gets caught in this word healer is the idea that you have a power to heal. You have a power that they didn't have, so you're coming to heal. That's the word healer. Kind of goes that way. It's not an ego-based thing. I don't see it that way. I just see it as a labeling thing. We often label ourselves certain ways, but if you are a healer, that means you have the power to heal. Well, in reality, that sets up the faith for them. But if perchance they don't have faith, the people who are the healer see a failure, maybe I'm not a failure, maybe I'm not a healer. They've set themselves up for a fall, because if that person across from them doesn't have faith, doesn't come to that space of believing in the healing, then the healer has come to be a failure and not heal them. And so oftentimes when people who do that sort of energy work put that positive intention out and it doesn't work, that's very hard on the person who's putting the intention out, because they can put all the faith they want in the fact that they're healing someone, and that person could not take the healing because they didn't believe it. But the person who's giving that much of themselves, and it would actually declare themselves a healer, literally are doing it out of compassion and empathy, and because they're open and compassionate and empathetic, when they fail and they watch someone suffer and they lose people who are close to them, or when all those things start to happen, the healers start to break down themselves. They're like, I could have done more. I should have done more. I could have healed them. Well, actually, you can't. You can't heal them. You couldn't heal them. And I think the biggest thing that I want to talk about in this is the label itself. You have to be careful that the labels that you place upon yourself are not labels that are really truly unattainable. The word healer is a word that, as I said, you can't heal someone unless they believe. It's their faith that heals them. And so when I watch people who, of all good intention, out of the love in their heart, go out to do healing work, I watch many of them get ill, and it's not because they're doing anything wrong, other than the fact that they are so empathetic and there's so much in their heart center that they literally feel like they're failing. And a lot of times they will break down their own bodies because they'll get into that state, or they'll give so much of themselves they won't give themselves the love and healing they need, and so they'll break down. Now, the other thing that's interesting, and I'm just going to touch on this last part of this sentence, this paragraph that she wrote to me here, and I really do appreciate this, because I think it's a very, very important topic that I think anybody who does spiritual work or energy work needs to hear, because I don't want anybody else to come to a position where they feel so desperate and their own body begins to break down. I'm just going to say this, and a lot of you will know what I'm about to say. The last couple sentences here. I try so hard and nothing moves. I have faith, but nothing moves. Those two sentences are a contradiction. I try is I am trying. I am trying. God's going to give you a loving try, so you're going to keep trying, and nothing's going to move, so you can keep trying. The next sentence is I have faith, but nothing moves. That's it. That second part of that sentence, but nothing moves, is faith and nothing moving. So you literally, the faith was lost in the first part with the try, and then the I ams followed by buts are negated. So I have faith, but that means forget that what I just said, because this is the actual faith statement. I have faith, but nothing moves. I know it's hard, and I know it's frustrating, and I know you're in a space where you've been working hard at it. And the first thing I would say is stop working so hard. Exhale, breathe, believe. Exhale, breathe, believe. Don't look for the giant picture. Look for small incremental steps. Build your trust, build your faith as you start to come back. Build yourself out of it. There is nothing that cannot be overcome. There is nothing that cannot be overcome unless you yourself believe it cannot be overcome. And when I look at this statement, you're putting faith in having nothing moving. I mean, God's going to lovingly give you that, because that is the way it works. Whatever you put your focus on, whatever you put your belief in, I am trying, nothing moves. I am trying, but nothing moves. I mean, if I took out the other extraneous words in those two sentences, that's what you're actually believing. I am trying, but nothing moves. And the trying is you're getting a really good try. And I feel for you. I totally do. I remember when I was 22 and lying in the hospital bed and I couldn't move my legs and was told that my whole career of being a stuntman and a fight director was over. And I decided not to take that belief. I decided to work on my small present moments. Okay, in this moment, I'm going to flex this muscle, and then that muscle, and then that muscle, and that, and working my way down. 30 days, I was moving my hips, which they never said I would. But the point of this is that when you put yourself out there as a healer or an energy worker, and you give and give and give of yourself, you can deplete yourself. And oftentimes, it's harder to get past our own head stuff to heal ourselves because of the fact that in some ways, healers oftentimes will become so empathetic and so giving themselves because they won't, so giving of themselves that they won't give to themselves because of the fact that most healers I know don't feel it inside themselves. It's usually not an ego thing that becomes an ego person that becomes a healer. There are some who will tell you that have become healers, but most of them are millionaires, and they're doing it for the money. But in this situation, what I see is two major topics. One, be careful of the labels that you put on yourself, because the labels that you put on yourself are can set you up for pitfalls and downfalls. Because if your label depends on somebody else's belief, it's going to let you down at some point, because it's their belief that matters. The other part of this is the idea of the try, and that we've talked about those words before. I am so sorry that you're going through this. I feel so sorry that you're in that place. But I also know that you have the ability to get through this. Another thing I would say is this video that you commented on was on the Loving Live. If I were you, if that Reiki felt good to you, I would do it more than once. I would just keep working that energy and have that be the one thing you do in your present moment. Keep flowing that energy, because if you want your body to move, you need to get the energy back into it. So that's my thought on this, and I truly hope that helps. You have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See you. Bye.